Hey leader, I am excited that you're with me because I really want to share with you what to consider first when you are having to lay off your employees. This is really important because, as you know, I have been around businesses, and I know you have as well. You've seen what's going on in the industry within the last 2 years where businesses have had to lay off employees for a multitude of reasons. And some of them may be loss of revenue, some of them may be loss of customers, like we've seen in the hospitality and the uh, food service industries, and also because of supply chain issues and people are not being able to get the products and needed in order to sell them. So, whatever the reason is, as a CEO, as an executive, as a business owner, it is never easy when it comes to having to lay off any employee. And that is because you are acutely aware of what that is going to do to that person. I mean, they're going to be, you're going to increase their levels of stress, their anxiety, their financial, if they'll be in financial turmoil. It's just all these things are going to come into play because, I'm sorry, but life goes on and bills still have to be paid. So when it comes to laying off employees, it is a huge issue and it's something that really needs to be done the right way. And so this is the reason for laying off employees. I want you to consider this. Hey, I'm Dr. Heather Williamson with the Transformation Group, and welcome back to the channel. So if you want to not miss out on any of my leadership tips and strategies that will help you become a better boss, then subscribe to this channel. Also share this video with others that may be experiencing having to lay off an employee and don't know what they need to consider prior to doing this. So hopefully this will help you with that. And share this video, like I said, and let's get started. All right, so recently I am decided to do this video because I saw this on the news, this situation, and I honestly was appalled. I was aghast at how this happened, how this inept CEO thought the way he was going to fire employees was appropriate. And what I mean is this. So there was a CEO, and it was a startup company called Better.com. It's a mortgage lending business. And the CEO's name is Vishal Garg. And on December 1st, he decided to lay off 900 employees over a Zoom call. And what he said was that, and I quote, "If you are on this call, you are part of the unlucky group that is being laid off." I'm sorry, but if this CEO thought that firing 900 employees over a virtual Zoom call was appropriate, then he is the most incompetent executive I have ever seen. And hopefully, others that have seen this happen this recently in the news will also kind of think about, hey, maybe this is not the appropriate approach to take if I have to lay somebody off. So I wanted to go on further and say that since the CEO made this colossal failure, he sent an apology email to all the employees and said that he is now taking a leave of absence. So I don't know about you, but when I hear that a CEO is taking a leave of absence, he is already gone. And that is just his way of saying, hey, I'm not being fired. I'm just going to leave. I'm going to leave the company before I get fired. So we shall see what happens, but I'm pretty sure he is gone and out the door. But I want you to think about, what he could have done to make this layoffs, if the layoffs really needed to occur. How could he have done it in a more appropriate manner? And the first thing to consider is that you need to have empathy. And what I mean by that is that you really need to put yourself in those employees' shoes. Think about when you were an employee working for a company, not a CEO, not a business owner, but when you were in that situation, how would you want to be told that you were going to be laid off? I can guarantee you it was not on a conference call, a virtual conference call with 900 of your closest friends and coworkers. Pretty much guarantee that. So what you need to do is, you need to, when it comes to empathy, put yourself in those person's shoes and think about what they are going to experience, what their feelings, what emotions are going to come up, and really acknowledge them and make sure that you are communicating in a way that is going to honor those employees and what they have contributed to that organization. So think about that. Also, if you if you don't have emotional intelligence and high emotional intelligence, which is key, and evidently this CEO has zilch emotional intelligence. So when it comes to emotional intelligence, that is a key predictor of leadership success. And if you want more information about this, I've got an assessment that can help you assess your teams and if they possess emotional intelligence and how to coach them on this. So contact me below on this. Second thing to consider when it comes to having to lay off employees is to communicate that layoff, if it has to be done, in a one-on-one setting. The manager should have been the person conveying this information, and it should have been done in a private, one-on-one conversation where the manager is able to explain, what's happening with the company, why the layoffs need to occur, and why and what also can be done with regard to any other opportunities maybe within the company with regard to maybe transferring into a different role if that's available. But one-on-one in a private conversation is how this should have been handled. The third thing to consider when it comes to laying off employees is to provide resources. And when it comes to resources, it's resources such as resume writing service, being able to help somebody write their resume. They may not have done it for a while. Also to be able to review the resume once it is written to see, what needs to be edited or not. And also when it comes to resources, how about interview skills, developing those interview skills? So providing a service that allows those employees to practice interview skills in real life situations. And then the third thing to consider is when it comes to resources is being able to, maybe if your company can do it, placement services. So if your boss or the boss of the employee knows of another company that could benefit from that employee's skill set, then provide that introduction and offer the information needed for that employee to apply for that company's positions. So placement services would be extremely helpful as well if it is available. So just to recap real quick, 3 things to consider if you have to lay off your employees is 1, have empathy. 2nd is to communicate that layoff in a one-on-one private personal setting. And then the 3rd is to provide resources. So if you like this video, you found this information useful, please like the button below. Don't forget to subscribe. Share this video with others that may have to lay off an employee in the near future. And if you know of other resources or other things to consider, please comment below. And this might be great for others that are watching this video as well. So until next time, go out and be that boss that your employees want to work for. Bye.